Coffee Talk on a Wednesday morning. It is May the 25th. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris with you. It's a beautiful start to the day. We get together 7 days a week in the mornings, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully get your day started off on the right note. And today, absolutely beautiful. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. The top two things that we are monitoring for you: the sunny and hot weather pattern continuing, but for how long? We'll discuss that. And are the tropics heating up? Could be. We'll have to take a look outside, see what's doing out that direction, but nothing to be worried about for now. I want to be very clear on that. That said, look outside. Is that already a hurricane? No, I'm just kidding. What you're looking at there, and you may not be able to make it out terribly clearly, that's Typhoon Lagoon. I love our new tourist district tower cam because we're able to find these neat little spots there. Yeah, that's Typhoon Lagoon. No, we did not get a big hurricane putting a ship on top of a mountain. That's an artificially made mountain. That's an artificially made ship at a water park. But it does look beautiful this morning. And it's definitely a good day to head to the water parks. Let's take a look at temperatures across town. Sitting at 74 degrees right now in the Villages. We're at 75 in Orlando. It's 71 degrees in Claremont, 78 for you in Titusville. 80 degrees back over to Melbourne. Visibility, not a concern, not really watching anything of fog. And our first morning live Doppler radar is nice and quiet this morning. Big storms out over the Gulf of Mexico. And that's where our moisture is. It's not here, it's there. Did have kind of a couple of different little weather makers coming around and changing us around just a little bit. But there's a lot of moisture there, just not necessarily over top of us. So for today, as that moisture still is not quite over us, we're going to be watching those rain chances once again in the lower register. About a 10, maybe 20% coverage of rain today. Here's a look. 83 degrees, 11 o'clock. We're up to 88 degrees by 1 p.m. and 92 degrees this afternoon by 3 o'clock. So it's beautiful. Yeah, 100%. It's just hot and mostly dry. Good times. Juan, Linda, good morning. Tina, good morning to you. Frankie, how are you? Nancy, Brandy, Marie, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're off to a great start. Dr. Rodas, my man, how are you? We just don't know is almost here. Yeah. Can you believe hurricane season is right around the corner? Gross. Arnett, good morning to you, my dear. I hope you're doing well. Mirza, good morning. Nikki, good morning. Yeah, hurricane season. I literally cannot believe it. Hurricane season. And we'll get to the tropics more in earnest. But just as we're chatting, hurricane season is a mere 7 days away. Wow. Okay, where do we go today? Here's a look at Futurecast, and I want to bring it full screen just so that you can get the clearest idea possible. 10 o'clock this morning, we are looking gorgeous. Watch through the day how you're not really seeing much. One or two little green spots around, that's about it. So again, a dry setup. Overnight tonight through tomorrow, we're looking good. Now, if you joined me yesterday for Coffee Talk, you know that one of the things that we were discussing was the return of rain. Is it on Thursday or is it on Friday? The models had kind of gone back and forth a little bit. So let's take you through Thursday morning and let's just continue Futurecast through. Thursday afternoon, Futurecast is now saying maybe a few showers out west. Not a ton, but maybe a few showers out west. And then looking ahead, we'll just continue this all the way through to Friday. What we'll notice on Friday is more showers and thunder showers for sure. And they're going to focus more out east. So I think that Thursday does rise those rain chances just a little bit. But it's going to be the day Friday that we really get things going. Hold on one second. Just want to make sure you had an option. Okay, sorry. Texting my boss. Listen, there are two people that will derail Coffee Talk. My boss wife, my boss actual employer signs paycheck boss. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, so shower and thunderstorm chances do really ramp up on Friday. And of course, we've got a big concert on Saturday, right? I've got some friends coming in from out of town. They're going to Paul McCartney. Let's just go through and find. So there's Friday, moisture around. Futurecast for now is showing rains around Saturday morning, but clearing out for the most part into Saturday late. So things looking better and better and better, at least for late on Saturday, which is good. If you're heading out to Paul McCartney, hopefully that trend will continue. But what's going on with the rain? Why are we kind of in the situation that we're in? Let's just take a look. All right, perfect. So there you go. Cold front off to our west. It was bringing tornado warning after tornado warning to much of the heartland yesterday. For Thursday, it starts to bring moisture our direction just a little bit. Then into Friday, as that front really does approach us, it's obviously ramping up our rain coverage. Now, does that cold front move through? I don't think so. No, we're what it's doing is it's just kind of reapplying that moisture, leaving it, as Ronco would say, setting it, forgetting it. And then we're back to those showers and those thunder showers. So while we do have several nice dry days, that's going to be more and more the minority here going forward as the rain coverage does increase. So here's a look at our rain coverage the next couple of days. Dry today for the most part, dry tomorrow for the most part, but certainly I would honestly, if again, this is not my forecast. Kellyanne's a meteorologist, and I'm not, everybody forecasts differently, but I would probably have said tomorrow a 30% chance and Friday more like a 50-60% chance, and then kind of ramp it up from there, because as that moisture gets deposited over top of us, it's going to turn a bit stormier, okay? So, just something to keep in mind. Now, it is Memorial Day weekend. We talked about this a bit yesterday, but I want to be clear. Rain chances are going up. That rainy pattern is kicking off, and here we are entering into the unofficial start of summer, right? That's what Memorial Day is known for. But every year I try to be that guy that constantly says things like, remember what Memorial Day is for. And hopefully during the course of this weekend, you just find an opportunity to reflect on those that have served and not come home, and their families and their extended families, and how freedom just isn't free. So file that in your mind, please, as we're enjoying this kind of unofficial start to summer. It's actually quite a somber holiday, and so I want to make sure, I don't want to bring down the train, right? But I do want to make sure that we keep that alive, because there are a lot of people that have served this country and not come home. So for what it's for what it's worth, just wanted to mention that. Okay, all right, let us transition to other forecast elements like today. The transporter mission, Falcon 9 goes up at 2:25 today. 80% chance of good weather. That's super hip. Hold on one second. Boss texted back. All right, sorry. Just communicating with the boss. Today's the transporter mission. 2:25 is the target launch time for this, okay? 80% chance for good weather. Low wind shear concern. Booster recovery is low, but there's an asterisk there. There's an asterisk there. This is coming back to not to Port Canaveral, but back to the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, which means that there is the threat for sonic booms, especially in our eastern areas. So keep that in mind. The first stage returning to the Cape. So about 8 minutes, 30 seconds after liftoff is when that first stage comes back, and you've got the ba-boom, that sort of thing. Just keep that in mind, especially Brevard County, East Orange, East Osceola, East Seminole, Southern Volusia County. That very much can play in. right. All right, let me get caught up on the... I'm sorry, I'm like trying to multitask. Alexander doing well today. Mary, yeah, he's doing better. So I'm going to be running into the office here very early today to make up for stuff that I didn't get yesterday. Let's see here. Great, I'm making the drive Friday this week. Well, it doesn't look terrible, though. Hello from Citra. Good morning to you. Denise says, I don't mind the rain, but I don't want the gully washer. Been a little dry here in the Mount Dora area. I mean, it's been a little dry the last couple of days for all of Central Florida, but we do, after all, we do need the rain. So, keep that in mind, right? What will the weather be like in Orlando today? Hot and dry, my friends. Hold on. I need to refresh that. Stand by. All right, so let's look at the 7-day forecast. Why does that say Tuesday? I guess we didn't update that one. Okay, all right. Well, here's your 7-day forecast with the star on the correct day. Let's talk 7-day, and then we will get out to the tropics. So for today, nice, mostly dry weather. Tomorrow, same idea. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rain chances are rising. We'll have to eyeball it and kind of see what the trends look like on the models to see, do those rain chances continue to rise, that sort of thing. I think that these numbers are probably a little low, relatively speaking, but, we'll watch, we'll wait, we'll see how it plays out. Okay, to the tropics over the next 5 days' time. Super happy to say, no tropical weather expected over the next 5 days' time. There's more to this story, certainly, so let us chat about that. Catherine says, thanks, Eric. My husband and I both lost uncles in World War II and many other brave family members who served overseas. Indeed. Absolutely. Please, my family goes to Disney today. I need to know. I said it. I did. I've said it quite a few times, actually. Stephanie, poop. I'll have to watch the replay. Did you already go over Saturday weather? We have Typhoon Lagoon plans. So, yes, but I would just say it looks like the morning is when we kind of are watching rains, the first part of the day, and then it maybe moves out. We'll have to wait. We'll have a better idea tomorrow. That's when our high-resolution models start keying in. But, yeah, we'll be watching, but the rain chances do go up. Okay, so over the next 5 days, we are not looking at tropical activity. That said, the models are hinting at things, and we'll have to look at that. But just yesterday, NOAA released their 2022 hurricane season forecast, okay? They're calling for an at or above average forecast with 14 to 21 named storms. They're calling for 6 to 10 hurricanes. They're calling for 3 to 6 major hurricanes. Okay, so that plays in, comparatively speaking, that plays in with Colorado State University calling for 19 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. So both NOAA and Colorado State University are calling for above average seasons. I would just add to that when I put together our 2022 hurricane season forecast, I'm actually calling for a near average or slightly above average forecast. So it's not everybody that's calling for the same stuff. They're all calling for above average. I'm kind of trying to focus on a bit of a closer thing. I think we're going to be a little closer to average, certainly than last year. Okay, but again, I want to make sure to share everything. Well, that you're going against the grain, Burris. I'm using different methodology. So we'll see. Look, I'm okay making a forecast based on my hypothesis. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. You put yourself out there every single time that you make a forecast, and you're not going to get all of them right, but such is life. Everybody's saying NOAA gave themselves quite a range. They always do. Yeah, they always do. Anyone want to donate some of their coffee telepathically to me? Mom is tired and still out. You got this one. Espresso, French vanilla creamer, I got you. Can you show the graphic I remember seeing last year predicting potential landfall zones? Do you want last year's, Mike? Do you want last year's zones or do you want this year's zone? I would imagine you'd want this year's zones. You're out of creamer? Nikki, you don't live that far from me. I'm almost out of creamer too, but I do have some. If you need, I got you, boo. Okay, Mike's asking for this year's. Yes, so Mike, Got to pay attention, Mike. Got to pay attention. March 1st, every year I issue the hurricane season forecast. So for this year, these are the landfall hotspots that I'm calling for. Hotspot number 1 being Florida. Hotspot number 2 being the mid-Atlantic. And then in addition to those hotspots, I'm also calling for, if I can find the graphic, here it is, 2 other areas of interest. So Texas, Louisiana, western Louisiana through Texas, that's an area of interest. The Northeast into New England is an area of interest, but the 2 hotspots are going to be Florida and the mid-Atlantic. That said, this Texas area of interest, this Texas-Louisiana area of interest, that is an area that may be next to get activity. Carolyn, by the way, meteorologist Carolyn, says, I agree that the ranges are quite large, but by forecasting a single number, the general public will say it's a busted forecast if you're 1 over or under. And Carolyn's right, which is why when I made my forecast, I didn't put numbers. I just said near average. I think it'll probably be a little above average, but I don't think it's going to be wildly above average. Yeah, it's all about messaging. And I think that, yes, NOAA's forecast has a big, broad stroke. And you know, there's a reason that I did mine. Instead of writing numbers, I wrote near average. You know, it gives a little bit of perspective, right? But yeah, NOAA, what they're trying to illustrate, NOAA's trying to illustrate that they're saying it could be at average or above average. My forecast, I'm kind of hinting at the same idea. I'm thinking near average. It'll probably be a little above average, but I think it's going to be near that. Last year was super hyperactive, wild, whatever other adjectives you want to come up with, right? Yeah. So anyway, so that's that. So the next part of my LRC forecast, let's discuss it first, and then let's look at some model data, shall we? So I highlighted the coastline of like Texas and Louisiana for a storm system on November 27th, okay? The storm system on November 27th kind of developed out in the Gulf of Mexico and kind of hung out in those areas, right? That was back on November 27th. It was a very weak one on November 27th. It was really hard to detect. It wasn't really until February 1st when it recycled that I saw it there. Watch the satellite imagery. You can kind of see it right there. You see that? Interesting little bugger it is. So that is recycling itself. The next return for this one, early to mid-June, okay? The models are starting to sniff stuff out. So let's take a look and see. Remember, nothing going on the next 5 days' time. This is the GFS. This is the 6Z run of the GFS. Mike says, poor Louisiana doesn't need anything else. They've been pummeled the past few seasons. It's not a hot spot. It is an area of interest, meaning that the indicator was not so strong, but there was an indicator. Tiffany says, thank you, Eric. I absolutely love watching the weather in the morning. Thank you, Tiffany, for hanging out with us. Every day, 8 o'clock, we're here hanging out. Bruce says, okay, Facebook hates me. It blew up on my phone, and now 2 days of only partial comments on my iPad. I feel like sometimes Facebook rebuilds a server or something, and you get struggles. Watch it on you. As long as you can watch it, I guess that's the important part. We're also on YouTube. Pat Williams is there. Good morning, Mr. Pat. You're not Orlando Magic Pat Williams, are you? Or 76ers Pat? Okay. All right. So let's follow the motion here on the model. This is the GFS 6Z initialization, so it's the most recent run of the GFS. What we're looking at is mean sea level pressure anomaly. Where are pressures higher? Where are pressures lower? Okay? So let's just go through time. I want to bring it full screen for you, give you the best viewpoint we can. Now, right where it says Titusville, bottom left corner, you see that? There's a storm system that the models are trying to zero in on in the Pacific, okay? Could be a hurricane out there. Remember, their hurricane season does begin May 15th, so we're in that season. Pat Williams says, nope. Oh, well, I met the other Pat Williams. It's nice to meet you, your version of Pat Williams. Michael, is the audio not working? I think it is. Sabir, is it fair to say we won't get a named storm in May this year? It's looking that way. Hopefully. Chris, please forgive me if I missed Coffee Talk Friday for about 3 weeks, going 4 time zones away. You're retired. Go live life. Coffee Talk's here when you want it. And when you don't want it, live life. Life is important, right? Yep, that's what I'm doing. Viewing only, I guess, Bruce says. Sorry, buddy. I can still see your comments at least. All right, so the model's trying to indicate right where it says coffee in Coffee Talk. Yeah, that little thing. Some of the models are trying to bring that across Mexico and into the southern Gulf, right? We'll have to see that. Not weather related, but it's Dave Day. I wish I was going tonight. I'm going to the Jacksonville shows, not Tampa this year, because Jeannie's still working. She's still in class. But yes, it's Dave Day. Oh, I wish I was going. All right, so back to the model. This is top right corner. It's hour 120 out, or 6Z on Monday, May 30th. 6Z being 2 a.m. So let's just keep going. That moisture goes into the Mexico, and you kind of see what's interesting. The GFS is trying to spin something up here, maybe a little moisture here, and then into the Caribbean trying to fire something up. I don't think, by the way, I don't think that the GFS is doing a good job at all. I think the GFS is completely out to lunch. It's trying to form something up and move it out to sea out toward Bermuda. You know, the GFS has been trying to make this motion for like 3 weeks now. I don't believe it. I don't think that's going to happen. The GFS, good for nothing right now. That said, let's switch around and let's take a look at the European model, okay? The European model, give me a second. Let me reset that. Okay, European model. So, European model, what you're looking at, top left corner, initialized 6Z. This is the same product. Now, the 6 and 18Zs on the European only go out 90 hours. So what I'll do is I'll go out as far as this goes, and then I'll have to switch runs. All right, 72, 78. That is the end of the 6Z run. So let's go to the 0Z and extrapolate out. Not much different. Still looking good. Still looking good. Nice area of lowering pressure out here in the Bay of Campeche. When? June 3rd. Interesting. That, by the way, A, fits the LRC. B, the European hasn't been going like gooberish on this. The European has been very conservative to try and develop tropical systems, and when it is, it's at least catching attention. So that's Saturday, June 4th, showing something, and that's as far out as the European goes. I could go into the ensemble plots, but you get the idea. The European is now saying something in the Gulf of Mexico around June 4th, right? Now, as I mentioned, the LRC is showing something in the Gulf of Mexico. It says early to mid-June. If we look at the actual dates, there it is. I've got watching Texas and Louisiana on June 6th and 7th. And we forecasted that March 1st. 3 months early. Okay? So you've got the long-range forecast tying into the European. The GFS is, literally, it was upgraded. I don't think it was an upgrade at all. It's wanting to bite up on everything. It's like an overly aggressive dog. Somebody needs to take it to training school. Something, I don't know. So anyway, June 6th and 7th, watching Texas and Louisiana. That's on our long-range forecast. The European is kind of showing something in the Gulf around that timeline. This is the European model for June 4th. Yeah, so interesting stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, let's do this. Let's just go out. Let's look at the European ensemble. Stand by. The ensemble will at least take us out a little further. Yeah, and you can kind of see the ensemble members are trying to show. We'll do low locations. There we go. Yeah. So you can see low locations trying to show something in this area. And then they don't really know. You know, they're spread out around the 5th and the 6th and the 7th. But they're just trying to show, the different ensemble members are trying to show low, you know, something out that direction. If we switch over to the GFS ensemble, let's just back it up. Yeah, the GFS has something here around June 3rd, but it's trying to focus a little more east. So the GFS and the Euro kind of diverging in their ideas, but it'll be something to watch. This is nerd stuff, the ensemble stuff. So I apologize if you're not understanding it. Let me know if you're not understanding it, and I'll try and explain. Brian, long question. Eric, last week, a couple of days around the lunar eclipse in Citra, when the moon came up, it hardly moved from its spot throughout the night. And when the sun came up, it was finally in the sky. I could still see the moon. What caused the moon not to move? I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look at that. Yeah. I have no idea. My first reaction is maybe it just appeared that way, but I just don't know what you know and know what you don't. I apologize. Maureen, Chris, let's see here. Take the GFS to doggy daycare. We need to do something, right? Spears is asking, does the BSR show it also? Oh, good. See, this is why I need you guys and gals in my life. Let me see here. Let me find the date. So that would be June. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So that would be May 20th. All right, stand by. May 20th. Let me get the BSR dialed up. May 20th. Okay. '17th, 18th, 19th. Yeah, I mean, it's got an area of low pressure in the Gulf, but it's not doing much with it. Let's switch over to the 500 level. Oh, this is not lined up still. That's why we didn't show it, because this is not lined up. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, because this is not lined up. I need to go back. I never went back and fixed that. When I wrap up Coffee Talk today, please remind me I need to fix the BSR, because it's not lined up. I apologize. I have no idea. It's going to take me too long to do it just live on the fly. But Sabirs, please, before I wrap... Oh, for goodness sake, stop it. Before I wrap up Coffee Talk, please remind me to line that up, and I will have that for tomorrow. We really need to organize a Coffee Talk get-together. It'd be fun times picnic. That would be fun. Carolyn says, Eric, fix the BS. I know, because what it is it's a raw NOAA plot that I've made a cutout over top of, and they're not lined up. For whatever reason, something got out of line. So I need to fix that. Bruce Slacker, get it done. I know, it's not like I have a sick kid or anything, right? Yeah, I need to do that today. Today, I need to fix that. So I apologize. Tisha says, I need the keys to be cleared June 16th through the 20th. I think you'll be okay. After that, though, let me tell you something. That 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, seeing if we had the BSR, I could go look at it. That's going to be an active week in the tropics, I think. That's going to be where two little pieces of the tropical puzzle cycle. I think that the one impacting Florida will be the bigger thing. Nikki says, sending you a PM to remind you. Thank you, because otherwise I know I'm going to forget, because right after this, I have to run to the office. So yes, thank you. I am an idiot when it comes to remembering stuff. Seriously. Okay, so that's what we've got. The next little piece of the puzzle is going to be the November 27th part of the cycle, and early to mid-June is what we're going to watch. Early to mid-June. All right? It'll be interesting. Look, at the very least, it'll be interesting. We are heading into hurricane season, and I also want to remind you that we are now, just like a week or so away, right, from the beginning of hurricane season. So a reminder, June 1st, I believe it's 7 p.m. I believe it's 7 p.m. While we're talking, I might as well pop up the countdown deal. June 1st, 7 p.m., the Surviving the Season, the WESH 2 Hurricane Season Special airs. I've got my long-range forecast is in there. We're talking about evacuation routes, which came right from Coffee Talk. We're talking about quadrants of hurricanes. We're talking all about this. Everything you need to know. Tony Manolfi and I sweated our tuchuses off at the beach. So Tony's hosting it at the beach, and I was there because there's a segment that I did there. Tell me if you could tell that Tony is glistening. I mean, it was so hot out there. Ay, it was not fun. Until like the sun started to set. So June 1st, I believe it's 7 p.m. Hurricane season forecast, all the good stuff. All right? All right. In the meantime, here we are. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast, showing rising rain chances effective late this week into the weekend. Eric, write yourself a post note to fix the BSR and stick it on your computer. It'll make you. Yeah, that's a good point. Eric says, will the hurricane special be on wesh.com if we miss it? I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Yeah, in the hurricane section particularly. Yeah. I tagged you in a tweet to remember the update. Thank you, Mike. That will help. Yes. Carolyn, fix the... Thank you. It's going to get fixed now. Yeah. Florida's a spot for canes. Miami and the Gulf of Mexico. Last few years, the Panhandle. Well, we'll have to... When you stick out like a sore thumb, that's just the way it goes, right? All right, friends. Comment on every tweet to fix the VSR. Yes. All right, listen, that's enough. I'm going to fix the BSR, and then I'm going to head into work. I've got a couple of things I have to do for the hurricane special. Today is like the big edit day for the hurricane special. Michael says, Uncle Tony at the beach. I can see it now. Beach umbrellas, Italian music playing, and waiters who come out of nowhere to serve. Zambuca! Bada bing! I love it. All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day today, friends. I will see you at 3:30 for the afternoon coffee talk. We're going to chat there about new model data, see what's doing, and of course, do everything we can to keep you updated when it comes to the tropics this hurricane season. David says, don't forget, I'm going to fix it the second I click stop streaming. Okay? Thank you guys and gals so much for hanging out. I will see you at 3:30 today. Oh, and around 2:20-ish or so, don't be freaked out when you hear the sonic booms. Okay, people?